I didn't even know I was sick until it was too late. Really? This fucking light.
Oh yeah, Brandon, that's a lot fucking better, dumbass.
Well, you fixed the light problem. Fuck! I know nobody watched these videos, so hence nobody gives a shit. But I'm getting my ass whooped by trying to get the right light so you can actually fucking see me and it doesn't have this dark fucking thing going on in the background or my face is blacked out or whatever the case might be. And yeah, I can take off the hat, but I'm balding. But I prefer to cover it up. And see, now it's all fucking dark again. Focus, you fuck! God damn it. Hi. Now I'm a talking head you can fucking see. So, coming to you from a different location this time. I am in Wichita Falls, Texas. I'm here on some training. And I decided I was going to try something new. Not necessarily new to me. I've been bass fishing for a long time. Only recently, since I moved up to Alaska, have I put the kibosh on bass fishing. But since I'm in Texas, when in Rome, I decided I was going to do the $50 Walmart Bass Challenge. So I went to Walmart with, I'd like to say $50 in my pocket, but let's face it, it's all plastic nowadays. So $50, walked around for a little bit, debated, you get to a point where you don't want to spend $20 on a rod and reel setup because, well, let's face it, it's garbage. And then every time you feel a little nick and the epoxy's not right and the eyelet isn't lined up perfect and there's all these, it irritates the piss out of you. So I meandered around Walmart's fishing section for 2 hours, dicking with this. And I finally came up with something that I thought was going to work. So the game plan for the next 2 weeks is to take this gear out to lakes that I have never fished for bass that, let's face it, I've never fished for. Yeah, I've caught largemouth bass before, but catching them in a different place is a whole challenge in and of itself. So, without further ado, I'll run you through all the gear that I bought, and we'll see if we can make this happen. So here it is. Here's all the gear. We'll start off with probably the only piece of garbage in this entire pile, and I would say it's this. This is a Jimmy Hudson Houston, my bad, Jimmy Houston custom designed blank taper and action, medium action spinning rod. The sucker was $20, and they care so much about this rod that they wouldn't even put a proper tag on it. The tag actually says premium grade genuine cork or EVA foam handle, because we want to be able to reuse this and we're not going to waste our money making more than one tag. Like I said, garbage. Eyelets aren't lined up, cracks in the epoxy, nicks in the rod itself and the blank. I think they said it was graphite. It's not. All in all, pretty garbo setup, but I think it'll do the job. The other thing that I think a lot of people are going to look at and think is garbage is this 8-pound Omniflex, name your, ching chong ding dang distributor fishing line. So I get it. It's not your spider wire, it's not your Cajun line or your fancy fluorocarbons or anything like that. But how many fish did you catch on 8 or 10-pound came on the rod or reel line before you knew any better? I'm just saying. Yeah, maybe you catch more fish with your fancy line. Maybe less break off. But, 700 yards for $2. Come on now. So, the next cheapest things are going to have to be my spinnerbaits. I love fishing a spinnerbait, so I picked up one of each. Texas has had a lot of flooding recently, so you need to make a lot of noise in the water. I prefer Colorado blade anyway, so I'm really hoping these are going to do the job. This will bring me back to some really good days of fishing in southern Virginia. And then because the water is a little bit darker, and I think I might have to work a little bit harder. The water's high, fish might not be as hungry, might have to fish a little bit slower. I picked up some Yum, super realistic looking. I went out and looked at the watercolor today. The water is exactly that brown pumpkin seed turd color. Fish are never going to see that. It'll be a miracle if I get a bite on one of those. I am a sucker for a tequila sunrise worm with a little twisty tail. I don't know why. I started fishing way back when. Caught fish on them and just decided they were the only thing I could ever fish with. Now, I did get the knockoff brand instead of the Berkeley or the Gulps or Power Baits or whatever they are. I got the knockoff brand because I was trying to save a buck or two. They look about right. I think they'll do just fine. Some good quality hooks. The only reason I got good quality hooks is I could buy 70 crap hooks or 5 or 6 good hooks for the same price. I figured 5 or 6 good hooks will get me there. If I break all these off, I deserve whatever's coming to me. A couple of split shots for when I just have to get them down a touch further or want it to just act a little different. And then, of course, my top waters. Got a little buzz bait here. That sucker ought to be pretty cool. I don't think I've ever caught anything on a buzz bait. Yep, I'm pretty sure it's a true fact. On the other hand, these frogs, you just never know. You always have to have one of these with you. This is a high ticket item. This is a $6 fishing lure. You know, this is more than every other lure in there by probably 4-fold. Yeah, you got to have them with you because sometimes you can just get into the good stuff. You can get deep into the weeds, you can get over the beds, you can get through the cattails, whatever you have to do to get some reaction strikes. And who doesn't like fishing topwater, right? Half ounce. So hopefully with that garbage rod, I should be able to cast this thing fairly far and cover a lot of water. That's what we're banking on anyway. We'll see what happens with that. And then there's the jig. Found this for a couple of bucks, couple $2, I think. I've only ever caught one fish on a jig, and it was a catfish. I don't exactly know how to fish them. I understand the concept, but I've never been particularly good at it. So we're going to figure that one out. But I figured I need to have it. Again, the color is completely wrong for the water clarity. So we'll see how that goes. I think I probably should have gotten one of the blues or one of the sparklier ones, but we'll find out. And then cheapo Plano case or whatever generic brand case. All in all, I have everything that I'm comfortable fishing with and just a little bit more. So I'm excited to see how it turns out. The camera will inevitably not focus at all, but you can almost see it. 46.35 at the bottom there. All from Walmart. We'll see how it goes. Yep, today's the day. I'm gonna fucking lose it.